Welcome, I'm Bill Wake. We're here working on the SortTables data viewer, and we're at the point where we want to delete tables from our configuration. We've done a little preliminary work, so I'm confident this will be a fairly smooth one. Hopefully better than copying tables. And I've, once again, all right. Okay, so we left off looking at the index offsets. Let's see where those come in. All tables view. Yeah. So when you have a list and you give an item in the list this onDelete action, when you slide it, it calls delete and it passes the index set. Now this is the same interface if you can select a bunch with radio buttons and then say delete them all. So it passes a list of more than one thing. In our interface, there's only one line attached to any given thing, and there's no option to delete a bunch of them. So we'll have sets of one. And we'll take that into account. Okay. Now, test delete table, and the table deletion is in here. And I think we already wrote it. Are we backfilling a test? Yeah. Okay. It was pretty much a delegation type thing. And I think we can fit this on one line. But I can, we'll make our test fail. Okay. So we'll need to create a database selection, put a table in it, and I guess if we duplicate tables, we want to check. We have two things we want to check. One is, does it delete the table? And then the second is, if this is the last table of a given name, will it delete it? And we want it to not do that. It does that now, so we have a change. But let's start with the basic functionality. All right, so let's make this selection database selection. We'll put in one. I'll just say table 1 and table 2. Okay, and my table column Z1, Z2. Yeah, we're going to make this a duplicate. All right, so we'll add those in. Two. Okay, and I guess we'll do the delete. Delete table. Now the index set, well, we're going to have to create one. It's only going to have one entry. Let's just do this one. I don't know how to create an index set. I've never tried. Integer. That's what we want. Integer 0. And we want to say selection dot table selections dot count should be 0. Should be 1. And that should have the element ID of table 2 because we deleted table 1. Should equal table2.id. Okay, this should fail. We'll make sure it fails for the right reason. Oh. Okay. Count should be 2, and should have the wrong one. Okay. Good. Let's take this out. Okay, so add test for table deletion of a duplicate table. Excuse me. Good. Now let's do the case where this is the last table. Can't delete last table of a given name. Okay, so now table 2 is going to be another table. A different table. We don't need to worry about the columns too much. We'll just take one out. Okay, so we got a selection. We put in table 1, put in table 2, and let's delete the one at index 0. Let's call this a table since the list gets sorted. Okay, index 0. And then the count should be 2. And well, there should be a message. Dot I don't want to say show, but I'm envisioning that there's some sort of alert that is going to pop up and say, like, you can't delete the last table of, the last unique table, or I don't know. We'll find a wording for it. This is maybe can't delete table message. It's not a message, though. It's state. Can't delete table state, maybe? I don't know. Hard to know the right word for that. Okay. And then this is... So usually the state ends up in the warnings. Let me find a... I know I've seen it here. Alert. So you put an alert, site hacking with Swift.com. Yeah. You put an alert, is presented, goes to this variable, and then the button's there with a cancel roll. So it just lets you hit OK. And that's the kind of thing we want. But normally, I mean, lots of times the state is up in the view. I think the state is a state. I think it's something database selection knows the state. So if we say can't delete triggered, I don't know, we'll have to find the right word, but that, I believe the button cancel will change that is presented, the showing alert. So I think we just have to make sure that we own it, not the view. But I'm going to say triggered. I think that's the word I'm after. And it can be reset. That's fine. But somebody tried to trigger this. Okay. So this is a variable here. I just don't know if I need this state, but I don't know. Can't. Well, okay, that was more than I wanted. Starts out false. Okay, so can't delete a table. This should be true. Okay. Let's check this one. Yeah, I think it's a message. It's just a little pop-up that says, you can't delete this table. It's the last one, with this name or with this original name or something like that. And then once they, from the point of view of our code, we're just saying there's a state of the world being somebody tried to delete the last table. And I think that makes it easy in our test. And these, they both should be wrong. We deleted it anyway. And there's nobody saying it true. Okay, so I think this down here in delete. Well, I'm going to say if occurrences, if original names count of table selections sub offsets.first bang. So if that is 1, well, well, let's get it and then we'll worry about it, I guess. If that thing is 1, then I want to set can't delete triggered to true and return. All right, and we'll get that into a guard, but there's no such thing as original names count, so we're going to need that. All right, and what I'm imagining is we're going to go through the tables and table selections offset.first original table. Let's just put in this little helper. Private func original names count for name string returns int. Okay, I'll say table selections dot filter where original name table is name dot count. Okay, so we'll just go through, grab all the original names. If there's more than one, well, however many there are, we'll keep the ones there are and count. Okay. So I think this should pass. We're also spinning off an obligation here. We're doing offsets.first, and we've argued it can't be more than one, but I think I want to make it visible. Okay. All right. So this, normally I think we would use a guard clause for this. Guard, and we want to make sure the count is greater than 1. Else. Okay, original names count for this first entry table name is greater than 1. Meaning there's more than one to delete. Okay. So take that little refactoring. Okay. Check that we're not deleting the last table. All right. Commit. Well, stage. All right, and we can run it and see it, I think. The message won't happen, but we'll enforce the rule. So we'll duplicate this one. Well, we didn't have to duplicate. Let's delete this one. Delete. That goes away. And now delete this one. And it stays there. Okay. But we want an alert. So this is the one table view, I guess. Okay, so one entry for the class. Well, I guess for the whole thing. Oh, message. Okay. That's the string is presented. Yes. Dollar database selection dot can't. And then we just need a button. Okay. And I guess, okay, we can map that. All right, so look for locale. And it pays to remember what you actually did. And it's probably db config error. Okay. And then okay is more generic. I'm okay saying okay. But this message, Yeah, we'll see. Config. Let's try a different one. Delete that. It should pop up our message. Can't delete the last occurrence of table, but you can click it. That's okay. All right, but that's good. That's the kind of thing I want to see happen. Now, the next thing, we looked at this yesterday at the end, but we've got offsets. It's a set. If the set has more than, or if it doesn't have exactly one entry, then we can't really do anything. I don't know if that needs a message because I think it's kind of a can't happen. But let's just make it one else return. I don't know. The style seems to be multi-line. Okay, offsets.count equals 1, so we know offsets.first is legit. That's good. Okay, format's a little better. All right, now the next thing that can go wrong, I thought there was something. No, I think that covers that part. Let's go to our to-dos. I think we have to do the case. Okay, so we did this. We did this. We did that. And we haven't done the joins. That's what I'm thinking of. Oh, we'll just say delete tables. Okay, so the joins, let's duplicate class, put class 2 in. Class 2 in, and now let's use it. Add join class 2 dot instructor equals person dot ID. Okay. Perfectly good thing, but if we delete class 2 now, whoops. I think we'll blow up this list. It'll probably complain. I don't know if it'll delete it or what it'll do to it. Yeah, class is invalid, does not have a tag. Okay, selection, yep. It shows it anyway, and it just kind of reverted it back to something else very poorly. Yeah, that's really not good. Okay. So I guess database selection has the information, right? It's got the joins. Okay, and so we could say joins containing table. All right, let's put the test in. I think it's going to be, yeah, we have to have 2 tables. Same one twice. Okay. And maybe this is right after it. Delete table deletes associated joins. Okay, and then, I don't remember how you add joins. Oh, right there. Okay, you need, you add it, and then you change. I guess we change join to a new scoped column. All right. Okay, I guess that's about tables. Maybe that line. All right. And then do selection.join sub 0 dot column 1 equals, well, it's going to be a scoped column, and we'll have to pick a table. Scoped column, reference ID. Let's take table 2. Yeah. Table 2. The table, we haven't renamed it, so it's a table. Oh, we needed the one that duplicated it. Yeah. Table 2's ID of table, column is C1. Okay. So now we have, it defaults to the first one, so it's going to be a table dot C1 anyway, but it's going to be the other table. Okay, let's make it C2 just to distinguish them a little. Okay, so I think I also want to do, yeah, I think that's okay. So we're adding 2 joins, but we're going to delete one of them and make sure the original is the way we started. Okay, so what do we got? Add joins, delete the table. All right, now we know the table got deleted, so that's fine, but let's say selection.joins.count should be 1. And selection.join sub 0 I think I've got equality here. Scoped column reference ID is table1.id. Oh, it's got to be a join with all that. Ugh. Feels like a lot. I think I can go grab it and then test it that way. Selection.join sub 1. Let's save that as untouched join. And let's make sure this join is the untouched join. All right. Create a selection, create a table, duplicate it. Maybe I should do the duplicate. That would be a better communication, I think. Table 2. Yeah, I don't know that it matters. I'll let that go. All right, I've got table 1, table 2, 2 joins, one of them mutilated, and using a table C2. And if I delete table 2, the one at slot 1, sort of equal. Delete the one at slot 1, and my remaining join do not conform to equatable. Join 0 dot column 1. Let's find scoped. He's equatable. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Column 1 should be untouched join dot column 1. Column 2 should be the same as column 2. Yeah, should I add equatable join? I don't know. It should be deleted. Yeah. Thanks. I'll get there. All right. I think that will fail. Did I just change the wrong thing? Oh, sure did. All right. Let's pull that back out. Oh, I thought I checked in more recently. Oh, associated joins. Ugh. Okay. Okay, that one's fine. This should be the renamed. No. Man, I'm just all over the place. How about we do database selection tests? This one is the one I edited. It should have this name. And then I'm going to put this back. Okay, can't delete last table view name. We called it different table. Okay. The C2 thing doesn't matter because they're they don't look at the fields for what we're doing. We're not doing joins in this one. Delete tables, and then we did selection.tables and can't delete triggered. Sorry, that was after the delete table. But we don't have this join stuff. Okay, table, a table, different table, append them both, delete the first one. It should not delete. Okay, that looks right. Now I think our join test should fail and all these others should pass. Okay, hopefully that's the right two. Yeah, that's joins. Okay, count is still 2. And column 1 is reset to the wrong ID. Table ID. Okay. All right. So there's append, rename, duplicate, delete. All right, now I think to your point, we should remove the joins first. I don't know the best way to do this. So, do we have something in collection that will do a keep only if kind of thing? Let's see. Swift collection. I guess we'll get the whole shooting match. I suppose I could filter. I thought there was like a reject or something, like the opposite filter. No, we can do a filter on these. We've done it all the time. Maybe it's on some parent class. I guess it's just filter. Okay. All right. Well, what I'm thinking of doing is I'm going to go through the joins, find the ones where $0 dot well, let's let table to delete equals table selections offsets.first. Okay. Right. So now if $0 dot reference ID, no. $0 dot column1 dot reference, no. Table ID. I better go look at scoped column, make sure I'm doing the right thing. Oh. Table ID. Okay. Okay, so we got a match by table ID, not name. If the column 1 table ID equals table ID to delete, or column 2. Right, and I'm just going to make it joins equals joins filter out. I guess we want to do the opposite, filter if it's not table ID and okay, so if it's not table ID on column 1, it's not table ID on column 2, then we want to keep it. And so we'll have all those that satisfy that. We'll drop any of the ones that don't. I think that'll do it. Yeah, first the joins. Right. And that's on my mind because you mentioned it yesterday. So it's kind of like a database. You've got tables that depend on other ones, and you got to delete the one you depend on first. All right. So we, well, I think we did a couple of things. No, this is just the join. Okay. Oh no, we did the alert. All right. So we alert if trying to delete last copy of table, and we remove joins that were tied to the deleted table. All right, and let's see our to-dos. Delete joins. Should add join, specify the join, and then display it then rather than widgets. I think the widgets are okay. So we'll just drop that one. Should scope column maintain the table name or look it up as needed? That's a better question. All right, first I want to run this. And the other thing we haven't done yet, which I'm really remiss, we didn't go through, I guess maybe we don't even have to, but we didn't go through the working schema stuff and make sure everything was okay when you write that out. I think because we don't contain the renames, they weren't expecting it, then it's not relevant to them. Okay, so let's do the full query, my real query. We'll duplicate person. That gives us instructor. All right, and then we're going to put some joins in. We want to know registration class FK equals class.id and person FK equals person.id and class instructor equals person.id. All right, and then let's take out the stuff we don't care about. Unjoined table, class person times instructor. Oh, what is going on? Oh, this is instructor.id. Good warning. All right. Now, we don't want to look at the registration table. We don't look at IDs, foreign keys, instrument name, time slot, name. Cool. Let's, do we have a name? Let's call this config 2024-01-11. I think save and open does that redundantly. Duplicate values for key person. Table controller open database. Yeah, I think we're just seeing that. I suspect it's duplicate values because it passed two things named person and goes like, what the heck? Now, I don't know if that's the case, but here we are in working schema. So at least I called my shot. Right. So we take a working schema, original table. If it's included, can it take its visible columns? And then we failed this. I think it failed here. Oh, unique keys with value tables. Yeah. So this rename used to work, so I don't know if we took out something in the conversion. But if you recall, we had a whole nother object that we were passing in and all that, and it may be that there's something different there. Okay, so enumerate the tables, get each table selection. We'll create a working table. I wonder if this should keep the table unique ID. Okay, this gives it a table number. Original table. Grab the columns. All right, and then we're mapping this based on tables. But these are working tables. How do we get that in a dictionary then, if it's not a hashable thing? $0 the table. And there's that use of table, that very suspicious use. Does it work if you use a rename instead of original table? Well, rename's a little tricky to get to, but I think the issue is these tables. Oh, I see your point, but oh, maybe that's okay. It seems like somebody, the problem I see is somebody's going to need the original table because they got to write the SQL query, and the SQL doesn't know what it's for. Yeah, so is it displayed? No, it really does matter because you're going to write select from, I think we do now like person as table 1. We use the index to make it unique. And if we look it up by person, I mean, we don't keep track of the table one stuff. That's on the database side, or the schema loading side. Now, whether let's look at this thing. I don't think we really have. He's got the table and the columns. Yeah, what he knows about is how do you get to my name, and he's got a unique name. Yeah, so could that unique name be, I mean, we could keep track of the renamed name as well. But we'd have to watch. Yeah, query builder would look it up for the reference. Yeah, maybe that index is not enough. I don't know what else we'd do with the index. This may be it. If it's just there for that. I mean, we could, yeah. So I think it's kind of like our message about, well, let's quit this. I guess what it is we don't complain about this. We complain about this situation, but it's not an error. And maybe it should be that you've got duplicate names for table person. Yeah, maybe that's not a warning, it's an error. Because how could you know, right? You got person equals person, person equals person, join person ID to person ID. You know, it's not right. Okay, so let me do this. It's scope column maintain the table name. Well, I don't know about that yet, but we've got. I think we want to make duplicate names an error rather than a warning. Okay, so I don't think that has any impact now, but eventually we will turn off some buttons and stuff like that. We're saving that whole mess for down here. Make it an error rather than a warning. Okay, and if that's the case, then when you get in here, database selection, I don't think you need this index anymore. I think you can use the renamed table. Now these names, we let you do anything. And that's not going to fly either. Right? Because I can't put spaces in the middle of a name and stuff like that. So we would have to require the names to be legitimate SQL names, or we map them somewhere. I mean, they're only for queries. Let me put the issue on to do because it's easy to forget that sort of stuff. Require and then we also have to look at, like, SQL treats upper and lower the same. So, yeah, it's, I think, or maybe it's configurable for all I know. If we don't require this, we're going to have to map them. And then the unique thing should probably be comparing uppercased versions. Right, and then, well, let's say make working table use the renamed name as its name as the table name. Okay. I think we can do this one first. See if the work is going to be worth it. Make working table use the rename name as the table. And I think we can do that in a couple steps. Okay, right now index is int. All it's used for is converting this to that. Let's change index to string. Or no, let's change this to int. Yeah, let's change it to string and push the conversion outside. Index is string. And then the unique name, well, we'll leave it that way for now. Index, okay. And then the caller has to do the rename. Okay, so the build should tell us. Yeah, so it is, you're right. The rename, it says table as table subindex. So the query will be table as table one, or person as table one, stuff like that. So, okay, index, let's make this, this is code we'll be changing later. So I'm okay being a little funny. Okay, I think that should still work. Well, yeah, we'll do a simple query. Oh, and what are you guys on about? All right, I'm going to put something, because this is kind of a temporary solution, I'm going to add a new initializer. I think I can do self.init. Am I messing up my languages? Table. Columns and index. Okay. Whoa. Convenience in it. Cannot convert init table of string columns of SQL columns. Why would that be a problem? To expected argument SQL columns. Table is a string calling a string. Let's clean. He's still saying that's a problem. Okay, now he's not. All right, table tests. That should not be a problem either. Okay, yeah, I think everybody's using that now. What? Array of working column. What? SQL, is that SQL columns type? No. Cannot convert value of type. Okay, maybe I'm calling a convenience init wrong. self.init. Is that what I did? Self.init. Columns. Oh, I guess I should call this SQL columns. Gotta use this name inside, I think. I think, let's see if I can, let me go there. Okay, tests are okay. Yeah, so they don't mind a string here. So what happens, the builder should use the original name. I think this has to be the original name because the SQL query has to know the name of the table in the SQL database, which is what original name is. The index can be other things, but it's really there so that we can, well, basically it's there so we can uniquely identify these tables, because before, when we renamed, we needed to make sure if you had the same table twice that it had an as name. So in SQL, if you say select something from person as instructor, then it knows use the person table, but it's not the same as just a plain old person table. It's a separate table or a separate part of the query. So I think this is actually okay. Now I think, well, okay, I'll put a little shim in here. If index dot starts with the regex, okay, with 0 to 9. So if it's a number, do this, else let's reformat that. Okay, else use index. And I don't think I have to say return anymore. I think oh no, oh no, yeah. So this is a newer feature in Swift that you can do an if on implicit return values without putting the word return up here. Okay, so now what I'm doing is if you use the 0 to 9, then I add the table in the front of it. Index is unique. It's generated here. Enumerated list gets indexed, so it goes 0 table selection 1 table selection, or 0 table selection sub 0 1 table selection sub 1, and so on. That gets generated uniquely across here. The problem was when we put the keys in, we're saying, what are the keys? Well, they were working tables. Let's make sure that's true. Yeah, this is an array of working tables. So it was going to take every table and then map that to just the table name and the table itself. Okay, so this version, you're giving it a list of tuples, and first one's the key and the second's the value. So it was using the table, the original table is what got put in the table. That's what working schema holds. Okay, so I think we've done part of it here. The next step is this. I think this wants to be index now. Dot index. Come on. All right. Now, oh, is that going to work? If that's the renamed, this will work. I don't know that it will. Okay, let's do one without a rename, and then we'll run it with. Okay, so I'm just going to do one simple table just to make sure any query goes through. We don't need to see these fields. Save and open. Come on, buddy. Oh. All right. Let's go to working schema. Oh, there it is. Okay, I don't know why it's so slow. It is querying the whole database, but geez, it's not that big. 150 lines, 600 lines, I can't remember. Oh, not even. This is just the classes. So there's only 57 classes. Okay, we'll have to look at that too at some point. But it's hard for me to know if it's simulator or any of that. But at any rate, this works. It's querying for class. We didn't rename anything. Okay, so let's do this with a rename. Now, let's do this for variety. Okay. And let's call it person 2. We don't need that. Okay. Oh, we got to remove that add table. All right, so this should just give us a list of all the people with name and ID. Right, that's pretty good. A lot faster anyway. I think it's 150. No, 176. Okay. So that query is working. That is the list of people. I don't know where these names came. I kind of made them up. All right. Let's see. So I think without a join, you're okay. Now I think when we put a join in, it's going to mess up. Class 2, person 2, turn off this one. Let's do class 2 dot instructor FK is person dot ID. Okay. And I believe this will get us in trouble. Boom. Yeah. Right where we thought it would. So, okay. It's fixable, but it's annoying. We got to do what you said. We got to get the, well, what do we get? This is the renamed name. Okay, what is join? Class person. So that's the original name now. Yeah, and that's why I can't find it. Because we just changed the map to put the index, which is the renamed name. All right, I'm gonna rename that field. Let's see, is this? Yeah, the join is using the rename name. Yeah. Well, no, actually, I'm not sure what's. It's asking for table in here, and table is. It looks like the original name. Now we have the table. We could go look up and choose which one we want. But I think what was happening was, oh no, I don't know. Name to working table. Oh, that's this. Right. Yeah, so this thing is keying off index, trying to look up column table 1. Well, that doesn't exist anymore. So the lookup fails, but the column, let's look at working column. Not much there. He just holds a string and a working table. Where name is a column name. Okay. Does that seem right? oh, table and then column. I'm going to move that in the other order. Okay. So this, the table he's putting, well, what's $0 is the working table. Right. So table, yeah, okay. Table and join contains rename, it should work. Yes, if this would take care of renames. I don't think we need this field. I think this is the last place that uses it, and it's not really what we want. Okay. So I think, all right, let me quit this. I want to make sure the unit tests are running because I think something probably won't work at this point in the unit tests, but maybe not because this is getting away from unit stuff. At least want to know our state, I guess. Yeah, okay. Right, the first test that tries to do actual database stuff with working schema and test knows. Okay. Working schema for join tables. Working column. Well, I'm going to rename this to column name. Okay. Now, let's see. We gotta get these right. Need a function convert table reference to rename table name. Yes, and we have that somewhere. I think we had a rename table. Yeah, you give me a table ID, I will give you the renamed name. Okay. I guess my worry was, how's this table getting used? I don't know if I'm getting too far off, but name to working table wants the index, which is the rename table name. Okay, so if you take join column 1 dot table ID, all right, and if we did our renamed thing, renamed, I'm not getting the right, what do we call it up there? Literally just looked at it. Rename table name. So go for the actual table that it uses, get the rename name, column doesn't matter, do this down here. Column 2, table ID, and it's a little duplication. Okay, let's try this. Okay, something's still not right. All right. Let's see. Join.column1.table ID is 15D. Let's print renamed table name of column1.table ID. Is not found. Now that may be the test. All right, we got relation attended person session. We'll make the table invisible. We'll make the person table. Make the session table. We got all three names in there. That's our change that we required. The scope table, relation dot attended equals person dot ID. Attended dot session ID equals session dot ID. Wow, there's no renames there. Go back here. Well, you're not really there, are you? No, unwrapping an optional. So that's this. Let's look at name to working table. Oh, still got numeric indexes. Oh, the test does that. Schema. Oh, wait a minute. Where are those? Okay, I was thinking there were people out there doing joins with 0 and using that as the name, but something's still generating it. Okay, well, where's that? Whoops. Selection. Name to table. Oh, index here. Index here. Okay, that's the numeric one. All right, now we want this table selection dot renamed. Okay. Run test again. What do I know? Okay. Let's see. Name the working table. Key person, key session, relation, attended. What does the test do? Attended. Tables attended. We did not do a rename. Person goes to some sort of working table session and attended. Okay. Now where it blew up. Okay, so let's look at the join. Table ID is 03D7. Table selections 03D7 is attended. It's renamed. Where's its original name? Okay, it's got original table and let's take table selections dot map $0 dot original table attended person and section, and then the joins D5B D5B. Who the heck is that? Oh, that's the idea of that. Okay, sorry. Table ID, table ID. Okay, so these values should all be in the range. Sorry, this test is missing rename. Yeah, I don't think it's the rename. Oh, you could be right about append though. The test doesn't do renaming, so I don't think it's that. Test. Where's the test? Yeah. So, oh, you're right. He did not do appends. Right. Good catch. Now we're not reaching in there. This one's probably okay. All right. Test knows working schema for joined. Yeah. We're going to have to audit those tests. Okay. Good call, as usual. All right. Oh, and there's no other problems, so it's probably okay. All right. Yeah, only 2 references for 3 tables. Yep. One was blanked out, so it should be okay. All right. So I would say we're going to take this working column, working table. We're going to rework it so that it knows this is the original table name and this is the rename table or something like that, and get that straightened out. And then we'll go through those tests that are not using the names. They're made up their own numbers and do that. And then we'll also, we'll take out this index that we don't need. Okay, I think that'll work as is. Nope. Did it work or not? Oh. That should work. Thought I deleted this. Offset. Yeah, after the break. Let's make sure this is green. Okay. Make DatabaseSelection.working schema. Use not use an enumeration. Make index be a string. Use rename table name for index. I think we renamed column name, yeah. I think I need to mention that. Fixed a test. Okay. All right, let's take that break. See you in 3 or 4 minutes. All right, welcome back. Okay, so let's start with WorkingTable. And I want to nudge it towards the right thing, I guess, kind of a piece at a time. First thing is, the table is really the original table name. Try again. Oh, what's your problem? How about index? This is renamed table name. I don't know if I needed to say name. I think that'll be okay. Now, what's the matter with this? Crazy. Okay, this is original table. And let's build, and anybody who was looking for the table. Good. Okay, so now I want to get the order better too. I think original, then renamed. Original, then renamed. Okay, I want to rename this to original table. Come on, Xcode. Can I name this? No. All right, renamed table. Original table. Surely somebody else cares. Okay. Yeah, this is renamed table. Probably some tests. Whoops. Okay. Lost my chat for a minute there. Good. All right, so let's do rename arguments in WorkingTable. And for me, I'm trying to get these names really clear so that when I use the wrong field or something like that, I just want it to stand out. Okay, table goes original table, that's fine. All right, now I want to get this argument order better. And I really like original table, then renamed, then the columns. So we're going to do that. And we didn't have to change a lot of places so far, so I think that's a good thing. Renamed, okay. Now the tests use the old one, so they won't care. Original table, rename table. I'm not going to do the test because we're going to replace all those with calls to the real one as we go. All right. Now this table selection includes tables. So it's a little weird. Table selection includes tables. I mean, if it doesn't include the table, why do we need this table in there anyway? I guess we're allowing those cross products, I guess. So you could, well, it wouldn't. No, it kind of doesn't make sense. I mean, we only want the ones that are visible, but why does that matter? I guess if the table's not included, like, why do we include it? Well, it's got to be there for joins. Yeah, I think that's it. They're included, and if they're not used by the join, then who cares? Okay. Now. All right. Let me see how this thing looks. Okay, lazy columns. Well, I gotta name this columns. Okay, that's why. Okay, I'm gonna let that be unique names. Table as headers. Get the headers. What's a header? Description. Make. Oh, that's the column headers. Okay, cool. All right. That strikes me as okay enough, except for this index bit. All right. So I'm going to take this out, see who breaks, fix a couple, work my way back. All right. So there should be, I think there were like 30. Yeah. Okay. Tables. This is original table is users index 0 I don't believe this one's doing a rename. Okay, we're doing an in-memory test. So this is not really a unit test per se, but I'm moving it to indexes. Now I can uncomment this. I have one fewer test using it. Let's see how this class does. Okay, yeah, it's a legitimate complaint. All right, let's just fix the format a little bit. I don't know if that'll be acceptable. Functions. Oh, I got my commas backwards. I think the multi-line thing, it probably wants something. I don't know, maybe it's not bad. Should have the surrounding brackets in a new line. I think it wants me to be consistent. Right. Okay. Yeah, I probably should be memorizing what goes wrong more than I am. Field succeeded, but the test is going to fail with a million problems. Okay, select statement test. Okay, so working table. This is original table. Renamed table. Oh, just grab one out of the middle. Okay. Working table tname. I should have copied this. See if I can keep them straight long enough. These are T1s. So many. Well, okay, that's not horrible, I guess. This is T0 again. That's fine. T1. Okay. I don't know why there's not a red line here. This is T0. This is also T0. Okay, let's take another go. This was select statement tests. Yeah, well, the real code's going to use it. Oh, this should be T0 now. T0, T0, yep. I mean, we could add a constructor just for testing purposes that doesn't take them, but in real life, these structures always have them. It's just the setup of it. T0. And I'm hesitant to do that. I feel like it's signaling, well, I could see some. I mean, I could see a helper here that's just working table T1, T0 comma name. Let's do that. A little test helper. Func. That's private. Func. working table. It takes the original, well, just takes a table name and columns. Returns a working table. Original table is table name. Okay, so this is working table T0, no columns, and working table T1, no columns. Well, that's a lot better, isn't it? I could do something globally to do that, but I think I like it better as a test function or a test helper. This is T0, T1. Did I add a thing to this saying, yeah, be valid? There's no question here. Okay. And this is good enough. I should have been doing it this way before. Table T0. T1 call 1. I don't know where that ignored 0 comes from. It's probably saying ignored T0, right? Ignored 0. Still ignored, okay. table. It's all T0. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to take that same, I don't know, I don't mind this little bits of duplication like this. Between tests, although maybe this is, maybe it's too much. I mean, it's in like 4 files now. Well, 3 files. Yeah, let's add a helper. Do we have to? Main. Oh, main actor. Okay. Reimagining. New file. I'm not quite sure if there's a convention for this, but I'm just putting a little function out there. It's for test purposes. Oh, I need my import. WorkingTables. No, something went wrong there. WorkingTables does working tables is different. Okay. Okay, so working table, this one becomes lower. Loses that. Some table columns becomes the columns. Okay. Yeah, we don't use the columns again. Okay. This is working schema tests. Okay. Oh, there's all those T zeros. I guess that should be a table throughout. T0. Whoops. I said it, but I didn't do it. And these are a table as well. I don't know why I swap these arguments, but I don't know. I'm putting them back. I want the thing I'm doing to be the first argument. All right, now the problem was it's all a table. And it's again all table 0, which is sum table. Sum table. Sum table again. Is that it? I think I missed one. Update working schema test to call the right constructor. No, it's for when you drag the bar, you have columns that aren't visible, and they just have a constant little square as their contents. And that gets plugged in, yeah. All right, I think this is our last one. Two more, okay. Working table tests. Working table. Table columns. I think it's just still complaining about that. Now I think I should get an unused thing here. Well, it'll catch up. Working table. Yeah, I thought we'd get that warning. Okay, so we don't need to be enumerated anymore. Well, let's fix those first. SQL tables T0. That should be T1. And that should be table name. Where was that enumeration? We don't need a table number anymore. All right. Okay, that's a nice bit of cleanup, I think. Let's see, so go back to database selection and go back here. Oh, let's see, let's take out everything past this. Yeah, I don't regret the cleanup we do. It really helps the tests. Now this is looking a little awkward. All right, let's get down to the working schema. Okay, so we're back to the rename table to the table. Doing that there, doing that there. Okay, that all makes sense. Now to see if it works, make duplicate names an error. Yeah. Okay. Let's run. Right. Okay. So create this. Let's rename this. So let's take these two out so we don't get that complaint. It should just work. Person table or class table. A lot faster that time. That was a weird pause the first time. All right. 57. Okay. All right. And then let's go back to, let's add I guess I want to do this full version. I don't know if we've still got everything quite right. This one becomes instructor. And a join. Class equals class ID. Join person equals person.id. Join class instructor equals instructor.id. Stop. Okay, select database, no errors. Just open. Oh, I didn't blank out all my names. Instrument name, time slot, ID instructor, student. Oh no, instructor. Yeah, you can see we've got name. Oh, that's the student on the left. That's the instructors on the right. And all those weird key things. But that all did what it was supposed to. Now we're getting these input. These are simulator errors we've dealt with for a long time. Input keyboard. I think it gets upset because it doesn't see the keyboard it would expect because it would be a virtual keyboard on the tablet. All right. So that seems good. Oh, maybe it is SQLite. Yeah. Okay. So this. Sorry. Let's do another one. Unjoined tables. No, let's do the duplicate. Warning. Let's say error. And I think I should be consistent on my capitalization too, but these tables are duplicate names class. There's a way to get these versus this, these tables versus this table. Oh, maybe I should say it differently. Swift locale. Change message for one item. Well, I'll save that for another day, I guess. Whoops, sorry. Make it be an error rather than a warning. Yes. we want to do that, but I think I also want to fix warning error message to you to say these tables or this table. Okay, so that should be doable. Yeah, singular plural. Yeah, I think you can do 0, 1, or many. There may be other ways too, because different languages, some languages have a different condition for when it's 2, whatever. All right, well, we're a couple minutes early, but I think these are bigger than 4 minutes. Well, maybe the search isn't. I can find this. Jeepers. Let's go back here. Let's see. So switch one item versus many. Yeah, singular plural. That's the right words to use. Oh, this is not the locale thing. All right, we'll save it. It's a wrap, yeah. All right. Thanks for joining today. Next time is next Monday. Yeah, we're on Thursday. Next Monday, 2 to 4:30 p.m. Eastern, 7 to 9:30 p.m. UTC. And thanks Mudshark 666 in particular today. And everybody have a good evening and a good weekend. Take care. Bye-bye.